I'm Jimmy Sanderson. I am the Director of Marketing Communications and Faculty Relations for Clemson Online at Clemson University in South Carolina.
Share how you came to be involved with the International Association for Communication in Sport.
Yeah, so I first became aware of the organization through my advisor, Jeffrey Cassing, who was one of the first, I would say, founders of the Communication in Sport Summit, which was held at Arizona State University a few years ago. And so through his involvement and then through meeting people who he had worked with and knew through their interest in communication in sports, really got interested in studying it. And then when the organization formed, knew I definitely wanted to be a member of it, and so that's what led me to get involved.
What is your current level of involvement with the IACS?
So currently I'm finishing up my term of service as chair of the organization, which I've been doing for 2 years. Prior to that, I was the vice chair for 2 years. So it's been a great 4 years in leadership, and looking forward to continuing to be part of the organization for a long time.
What do you see as the strengths and opportunities of this organization?
Well, this organization is great because it's a gathering place where the sole focus is communication and sports. So, traditionally it's been kind of difficult at other venues to have a platform to share that work, and here it's a really just great opportunity to mingle with so many other people who have shared interests. Even if they're not necessarily looking at a topic the same way as you, they might be doing a similar method as you or have a similar interest in theory as you, so it's just really great networking opportunity. It's also a really very collegial organization, so everyone is very supportive, very friendly, very willing to give feedback. All the senior established scholars are very willing to mentor and take time out to talk to graduate students and younger scholars, so it's just a really great climate in that sense. And then I think another strength is just we're bringing attention to work in communication and sport that can inform larger audiences, and we're working towards sharing that with the public, and so I think there's a lot of opportunities for us as we move forward as an organization to really reach out and speak to wider audiences, both in the academic community as well as the public.
What do you see as the challenges the organization faces?
So I think, just given the name of our organization, the international emphasis there, I think we really need, we're a little challenged in the sense of, are we inclusive enough of folks who are international? And I think as we move forward, we're going to need to consider how can we accommodate and make ourselves attractive to the international audience, which is going to include having a conference at an international destination. So I think that's a real neat area. I think another neat area is just to make sure we're covering the gamut of communication and sport. We tend to skew a little heavily towards media, which is understandable in some respects, but at the same time there's a lot of other really interesting and important questions and things that are happening in sports contexts that don't involve the media, that are more human communication driven. So I think we need to make sure that we're addressing work in those areas. And then the last thing I think is just, how can we help with the development and building of sport communication programs across the country. I think there's a need to just get more structural resources there to help other institutions who want to develop sports communication programs, and making sure we're available to share resources and experiences to help the field grow from a curriculum standpoint, from a teaching standpoint, to just further help its development.
What would you like to see the organization do as we move forward?
I think just a continued focus on collegiality. I think just making sure that we're not being static, that we're responding to the needs of our constituents, that we're also perceptive of what's happening in the larger communication and sport field, and that we're adapting to that, that we're inclusive, that we're making sure that we have a big enough tent for everyone who has an interest, and just that we continue to really foster good mentoring and good relationships. Those are some things I'd look to see moving forward.